Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video we're going to be going over the top teams for the Illucia boss using Mythic plus magic charms. Unfortunately today Pheromore is not going to be in any top team because this boss really counters Pheromore and what he tries to do. Okay, we're going to begin with the most free to play friendly team, only using Feresto as a Celestial Hypogean. Main Fest in front of Mikola, Illusion in front of Kruger, and Sonya buffing up Sinbad and Mikola. Now you can try to replace Sinbad for heroes like Lenya or Merrily, maybe even Odie, depending on which heroes you have built. But this team, even with, for example, a lower Ascension Sinbad like Mythic level, might still be the best option for you because Sinbad is very good for the Illucia boss specifically. And I'm pretty sure this comp can work even at lower Ascension of Feresto. The Feresto is mainly here just to be transformed into the cat. He doesn't end up dealing a high amount of damage in the Illucia boss. So that's just something to keep in mind with the Blade Summon artifact. Okay. So why is Pheromore not good here? The fact is that he will keep getting silenced as well as the boss keeps jumping around the map, which means that the Pheromore has to reapply his magic circle. And of course, because he'll be silenced, he won't be able to apply it that easily. Okay, 54.5, almost 55 billion damage with this team. There is going to be some RNG in Illucia. Yeah, Feresto is just to be turned into the cat. He works at really low Ascension as well. And then Sonya just buffing up the Sinbad and Mikola. Okay, great. Let's move on to the next team. So the next team is going to be a Harak budget team, which is exactly the same as the team we just showed, but using Harak rather than Sinbad with the Blade Summon artifact. This will be better, or should be better, than the Sinbad version of the team. And other than that, it is just basically using Feresto. Now, if you're going to use Harak in this team, you'll want to have Feresto at plus 15 exclusive equipment, which means he will have to be Supreme in Ascension or higher than that. Because otherwise, the Harak will devour your allies too quickly. But in this position, he will devour the Feresto Illusion first, and that will buy more time before he devours the rest of your team. Because the Feresto can resummon it. Okay, so Harak teams are going to have high RNG. If you're running Harak, then you will need to do quite a few runs. And just in general, Illucia is pretty high RNG. So almost 60 billion damage from this team, which is pretty nice. This is overall a nice score. Again, it is nothing crazy. However, it is a solid score for not needing the twins. That's probably the best version of a team you can run if you don't have the twins. Now, if you do have the twins, there are some great team options, even like an only like Asparagus team, only using the twins and Kruger. There's no Feresto here. It's only one Celestial Hypogean. And Sonya and Sinbad as the damage dealers with the Harmonic spell. It's going to be the Elijah blue-haired twin in the front, Lila pink-haired twin in the back. On the Stellar Bond, Sonya and Sinbad. Kruger is really good here for his defense debuff. And then also he can be turned into a cat, and then Smokey for healing your team. And also Smokey deals good damage in this boss when he gets off his blue aura onto the boss. Okay, now as for the charm priority, any team involving Sinbad, you want to get either the Gale or Sorcery charms onto Sinbad. So both charms are doing very well for him. However, for Illucia specifically, it seems like Gale charms have the higher ceiling, meaning like with good RNG, you can get the overall highest score with Gale charms. However, Sorcery charms are a bit more consistent. Personally, like thinking about it theoretically, you would think that Gale charms would do better in bosses where you get silenced, like Illucia, or even, for example, Snowstomper. And in Snowstomper as well, Gale charms on Sinbad were, I think, doing a bit better than Sorcery. But generally, for the other bosses, Sorcery charms on Sinbad seem to be better. But basically, whichever set you get is good, and you can go for it. So we got 62 billion damage here. This team can hit up to 63 billion damage or higher. It will come down to the RNG and the amount of damage that Sinbad can do. Smokey here did not get good damage with his blue aura. But this comp specifically isn't really built around the Smokey. It is mainly just the Sinbad as a damage carrier along with the Sonya along with her. Okay, but I will have, like as always, a priority list for today, Illucia, with charms you should be crafting or sweeping on the specific heroes. But now we will talk about it more as we move on. Okay, so now we have the two top performing teams of today. One is Beebsy's Venom's team. This is a no Shakir team, but it is using Feresto and the twins. Now for this team, Feresto can work at low Ascension. The twins can work even at like Mythic Plus. They can work, you can try them even lower than that, but really they want to be Supreme Plus because that's going to increase the buffs that they provide to the Stellar Bond allies. So Elijah blue hair in the front, Lila pink hair in the back, Main Fest in front of Smokey, Illusion in front of Sonya with the Harmonic spell. But yeah, whenever, basically, if you're seeing Frestro in an Illucia team and there's no Harak on the team, the Frestro doesn't need to be highly ascended because his damage is so low. He's just here to be turned into the cat and having 2 bodies on the board. That's it. And this is all just about ramping up Sinbad as much as possible. So for this testing, I have the Gale Charms on the Sinbad, but like I said, Sorcery Charms are maybe even more consistent, but Gale Charms with perfect RNG seem to be the highest absolute value, but both are good and you can stop whichever one you get. Apart from that, Twins, you want to give them Sorcery Charms. That is doing very well today. Arcane Charms onto Sonya as well. Look at this damage. Are you kidding? Almost 70 billion damage already. So yeah, Arcane Charms under Sonya are very important. Increases her damage and increases the damage of the allies buffed by her Crimson Covenant. Okay, almost 71 billion damage. That is insane, actually. That is really insane. That this is the second best team. The overall top team of today is getting like 73 billion damage, and this is getting 71, almost 71 billion damage, putting us in rank 2 position on this very competitive server. So the thing was here, like really just comparing it to the previous team that we ran, the Smokey is able to get off all of his blue aura damage, and that's 14.5 billion damage. Along with that, Sonya and Sinbad are hitting really hard as well. Yeah, so Smoky Charms are also important if you're running him in a team, and if you're running the top teams, you probably will be running Smokey in it. So now we have the overall top team, Beepsy and Raguto, which is without Smokey, is using Shakir instead. It works at plus 10 or even plus 15 exclusive equipment of Shakir. It is a main Frestro in front of Smokey, Illusion in front of Shakir, the pink-haired Lila in the front, blue-haired Elijah in the back, on the Stellar Bond, the Sinbad and the Smokey, and this is with the Harmonic Spell. This is working for Mythic Plus level of Twins. It is working for plus 10 exclusive equipment of Shakir, and honestly, it should work even if your Frestro is low Ascension. So even though this is using 2 Celestial Hypogean heroes, it is not extremely pay-to-win team because it can work at lower Ascension of them. So Shakira, you need to give them the Mystic Charms to give them the skill power to increase the attack buff he provides his allies. If you're running Shakir in a comp, now that we have Mythic Plus Charms, you need to get him the Mystic Charms. That's really important. Apart from that, like we said, Sinbad is your major damage dealer. Get him Gale or Sorcery Charms. Twins, they do really well with Sorcery Charms today. The Smokey, get him Recovering or Sorcery Charms just to give skill power to increase his attack buff to his allies. Frestro doesn't really at all matter for today because already his damage is so low. But yeah, if you want to get him the Sorcery Charms, that is the best. Those are the best damage charms for him. But like, as you can see right now, it is going to come down to the RNG, because I think what happened here, it seemed like we didn't get... Oh, well, Smokey did get a lot of damage off. But maybe he could get higher than that, because he needs to be buffed up by Shakir for most of the run. So this comp is even higher RNG than the comp we just showed you prior to this, because any Shakir comp is going to be, and when the enemy is jumping around, the Shakir needs to be in the optimal position for your damage dealers as they're getting off their damage. Okay guys, I've done a few runs. We haven't even broken 69 billion damage. So what we're going to do, we're going to swap the charms on Sinbad and see whether if Sorcery Charms are going to do better for this specific comp. What is weird is that on our first run of the second best comp, we got a score which is kind of higher than anyone was expecting for that comp. But we had the Gale Charms, so I wonder whether maybe that second team is doing better with Gale Charms, but this overall top team might be doing better with Sorcery Charms. Let's take a look. Because there is something about... Yeah, like look at that. 70.2 billion on the first run with the Sorcery Charms. And we were like just stuck at 68 or lower billion damage for the Gale Charm runs. So let's see whether we can break the record. Okay, another 67 point. It might just be RNG, I don't know. But yeah, this is kind of a pretty high RNG team. Okay, we got a new record at least. 71.7 billion, that is a good score. And this was with Sorcery. So with 3 runs of Sorcery, we've already beaten the record. And this is gonna, yeah, look at that Smoky damage. Because he was overlapping with the Shakir Lupin's aura for longer. Even actually Frestro is ending up dealing some decent damage here. So yeah, like the higher Ascension Frestro is gonna help for the top team. Okay, we're gonna keep doing runs. We have 8 more runs left. I just want to basically break 72 billion damage. I think that would be good. But I don't know. From the limited testing I've done, it does seem like Sorcery is better for this overall top team. But it could just be bad RNG on the Gale Charm runs. But yeah, like look at this. We've done 4 runs. 3 of them have been over 70 billion. Whereas for Gale, we did 5 or 6 runs. And all of them were 68 billion or less. So... Yeah, that kind of is pointing towards something. But that being said, both of them have the potential of getting low. Yeah, I don't know. It could just be like we said, Gale seems to be the higher ceiling. So like if you have the perfect RNG, the Gale Charms can do really well. But overall, Sorcery is going to hit more highs compared to Gale. Okay, is it possible for us to get higher than this, or is 70... Okay guys, we've used up all of our runs. Our top score is 71.7 billion damage, and it was done with the Sorcery Charms on Sinbad. However, that being said, maybe with perfect RNG, the Gale Charms onto Sinbad are going to get a higher score. But what it seems like to me is that overall top team with Shakir might be doing better with Sorcery Charms, whereas the second team, which we did the first run breaking 70 billion damage, that might do better with Gale Charms because we did run that with Gale. But anyway, guys, with all the teams that we shared today, hopefully you're able to get a top score for Illucia. Just, again, the bottom line is that Sinbad is very, very dominant in the Illucia boss, and that is why he is a major priority to be upgrading and getting from, like, the season store on your account. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. That is going to be it for this one. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. Let's hit it before the end of the season. But thank you guys for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video. Also, feel free to join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. But thank you for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next one. And until then, everyone, peace out for now.